Asai Williams.
So absolutely crazy news coming out of Pennsylvania. So former President Donald Trump was just shot. He was shot in the air. And I want to show you guys the video. It's absolutely insane. Watch this.
And that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's sad, take a look at what happened.
So right there you see multiple shots firing off, and immediately the Secret Service, they jump in. So when I was in college, I actually had one of my professors was a former Secret Service agent, and they told me that one of the hardest things to learn was to do what they just did, was to just jump on top of the person who the bullets are flying at. The amount of bravery, the amount of training it takes to do something like that is insane.
Move it there. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. We ready?
Okay, we are watching live at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where former President Trump was speaking on the stage. There has been some kind of disturbance that clearly sets law enforcement and Secret Service into motion, immediately jumping around the former president in a protective mode. The crowd has been screaming. They are standing by. You can hear some voices there saying, "Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go?" We are looking at President Trump. This does not look good. I'm going to be honest with you. From what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured. He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service.
I mean, you got to give him credit. This is a near 80-year-old man who just got shot. He gets back up and takes it like a champ, holds his fist in the air, and the crowd just cheers on for him. Even if you hate him, regardless of how you feel about him, you have to give it to him, and that's a sign of strength. All right, so the Washington Post released an article about it, and this is what it's saying. So, a shooter fired multiple rounds towards the stage at a campaign rally Saturday for former President Donald Trump, in which federal officials are investigating an assassination attempt. According to two people familiar with the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss it. The shooter fired about 6:15 p.m. from an elevated position outside of the rally venue in Butler, PA, about 30 miles north of Pittsburgh. A video filmed by a bystander and verified by the Washington Post showed the body of a man lying on the floor of a building a little more than 400 feet from where former President Donald Trump was speaking during the rally. The person who shot at former president fired from the roof, according to a person familiar with the preliminary information gathering by investigators. So a lot of this is still being figured out. What I want to know is how this person was able to get in the position where they were at with a gun. If I'm not mistaken, usually Secret Service checks all of this. When the president is around in places like this, you're not allowed to get anywhere near that. So I don't know how this person was able to get on a roof with a gun. So So let's listen to some of the eyewitnesses and see what they said.
Joseph Mine, he was sitting actually behind Donald Trump in the bleachers today when this all unfolded. I'm going to let him share exactly what he saw. It was a very harrowing moment that he was there for. Can you please tell us what happened, Joseph?
Yeah, it was the Trump. I was attending the rally. It seemed initially like firecrackers went off. It was very confusing initially because I knew it was gunfire, but I couldn't quite tell where it was coming from. It sounded like it was coming from behind the bleachers. And the man in the bleachers, kind of to the right of me in the bleachers, took a gunshot wound to the head. Was killed. And another woman, I don't know exactly where she was in the bleachers. I think she was either behind me or to the right of me. She got around she got hit in the forearm and hand, it looked like. But if she was wounded, she wasn't killed.
Can I ask you how you're feeling? Obviously, you just witnessed something terrible happen. A lot of chaos was in the room. How exactly are you feeling right now, Joseph?
It's something you don't expect. It's a bolt out of the blue, so it's very shocking. It's just, I think a lot of people in the crowd just thought it was fireworks going off. I knew immediately it was gunshots. I knew they were close, and then when I saw someone get hit and go down, that's when I knew it was probably serious. It was a lot of confusion. It's just massive confusion, throughout the event. I saw Donald Trump get hit. It looked like he was either, I was running my camera at the time, but it looked like he was just turning his head to the side, and it looked like he got grazed in the right ear with a bullet. I kind of saw that go on, and then I looked down, I saw that the man, had died in the bleachers. It was just complete pandemonium. Like there was a bit of a delay, like there was a lot of confusion, but immediately, it seemed like more gunfire erupted. I couldn't figure out where that was coming from, and then, there was a state policeman there. I believe a SWAT team, showed up relatively quickly. They jumped the side. There was a fence, it was next to the bleachers. They jumped the bleachers and started clearing the bleachers. And then I helped carry the body of the man down out of the bleachers, and they took him to a tent behind the bleachers. We put a towel over his head, but he's deceased.
You were telling me before when we were chatting briefly that you never had a chance to make it to a Trump rally, that this was your first time. Yes. Would you feel safe coming back to another Trump rally?
Yeah, it's a very random event that happens. I feel safe generally where I go in the country. I think the problem is we have everyone seems very angry, and it makes you kind of I'll go to a Trump rally again, but I'll think twice. You definitely want to have your head on the swivel. It just seems like there's a lot of angry people out there, and I'm not shocked that this happened. I'm shocked that I was sitting there and it happened next to me. Obviously, you never anticipate that to happen, but it's just horrible. We shouldn't be at a level of political.
He definitely looks traumatized. He shouldn't be on camera. He should be home by now. I think you after experiencing something like that, you should be away from the whole entire situation.
Political discourse in this country where this is going on. It feels like it's 1960 again. It's horrible.
Can you describe for me, Joseph, what happened after you saw the shots? And I was there as well. Secret Service was screaming for everyone to get down. They quickly tried to clear the area. I'm just curious what that process was like for you in the aftermath.
Very confusing. Like I said, I think everyone who was in the bleachers knew. It was initially confusing when the gunshots erupted. I think the crowd thought it was fireworks. I think someone thought they were playing a joke. And, the people were close to the people that got injured and killed, you obviously knew it wasn't a joke. And it seemed like there was a push-pull in the crowd. And that is, one half of the crowd on the far end of the rally thought it was some type of weird joke. The other half of the crowd knew it wasn't, was trying to push or impress upon the rest of the crowd that this is serious. And I think everyone got the idea very quickly that it was a dangerous situation, and then everyone just started hitting the deck. And kudos to the Secret Service. Again, when you're in these situations, a second feels like it's an hour, but it seemed like authorities were there very quickly. It just seemed to me, like I said, I was sitting there, it seemed like the rounds came from behind, and they got this, they hit the gentleman in the head.
Anyways, I think we're in a really weird place, politically speaking, in America. I would have never thought something like this would happen during my lifetime in America. It's absolutely insane. And even some of the media reaction. So you see some of the media outlets saying Donald Trump says he got shot. I mean, we see the video. We saw what happened. He got shot. And there's obviously some bias happening there. But I think that this is definitely going to solidify Donald Trump's win. It's 100% going to solidify Donald Trump's win. If the debate between him and Joe Biden didn't do it, this will. And I think that this happened because of that debate, because people have lost faith in Joe Biden. So this is what they've gone to make up for his inadequacies. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is a crazy situation. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. Let me know. Till next time, God bless.